a competitive Sizzle sausage eating. Very good at that.
A
Yeah.
sausage sizzle eating competition.
Uh,
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless there's one other thing that you're just
No, I'm just mostly good at putting things in my mouth. Sausages, anything phallic in that shape.
was such a
Oh.
fucking crisp snap, dude.
And we
I could
hear
hear all
nothing.
I could hear it all, and I was just coming in my pants.
You're going to sit through that for the next 2 hours. Have fun with that.
It'll dry quick. Welcome to Chummy Thumbs. Oh, Hayden, god damn it. Holy fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, sorry about that, everybody, but welcome to Chummy Thumbs, the podcast that dives headfirst into the chum bucket of life's quirks and curiosities. Every week, we sift through a mishmash of humorous anecdotes, misadventures life throws our way, and the occasional historical tidbit, though sometimes not always accurate. And going off of that, I need to apologize because I did give out a bit of false facts involving Canada. When we were talking, I know.
Is this a citizenship test that I failed because of your bad facts?
No, it was a posting when we were just discussing about the most northern part of Canada. I said it was Northwest Territories, but it used to be, but it's actually none of it because when they, separated it and made none of it. So I just want to correct that. Thank God nobody called me out on it. He's having none of it. I also want to say one thing too. Men, it is June, which means it's Men's Mental Health Month. So, if you need to speak to somebody, if you're having troubles, get out there, man, do it. Mental health is so important. So let's look after ourselves. So I want to do a quick shout out for that before we get into the show. Because you know what, men, if our heads aren't right, then we can't look after. Then it ain't right. Yeah. No, it's just it was a brain freeze, not a.
Yeah.
I think Zoom. Did Zoom cut out? I had a really epic. I just said something really.
Oh, go ahead. Say it again. We can edit it. Go ahead. Say it again.
Oh,
make more work for me.
Oh, really? No, it's never as good as.
It was a one-time thing. It was a one-time thing.
It was a one and done. Yeah, you know me. I don't like to repeat myself. I get very upset when I have to repeat myself. True story, actually.
What'd you say?
Sorry, what was that?
You know what? For a second, I actually believed you. But I see what you did there, assholes. How are you guys, by the way? Fuck, it's been a
hot minute,
June, man.
Been a hot minute. Yeah. June has been busy. I don't know when this is releasing. I probably could look that up, but again, it's something in June.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's right.
The 19th.
So for June, I just wanted to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Justin, including you.
Thank you.
And to all the father figures out there, thank you for all that you do, and we appreciate you. And that's all that I would say on that.
See, I don't remember Father's Day for Canada because it's different than what I celebrate back home.
When is a Bizarro Father's Day?
Bizarro is on the first Sunday of September.
Weird. Change it. I don't like it.
Well, we can't because we have the Queen's birthday long weekend in June, so they've already got a holiday.
June,
well, the Queen is
so many days in June. You don't need the whole month.
Well, see, Australia only has like one public holiday per month. If you're lucky.
Oh, is that a rule?
It's just the way it is. So whereas
isn't that standard?
Yeah, well, there's not as many. Here I feel like there's a freaking stat holiday all the time.
Wait, are you guys capped then? Do you guys have 12 in a year?
No.
Or there's still room?
Room? There's like 6 of them. I get half of them. There's not nearly as many public holiday stat holidays. So, but there was already one for this month. So they were like, we'll move Father's Day. We won't line it up with the rest of the world.
So, but is Father's Day a stat holiday? Because yeah, we have holidays here, but they're not stats. Like Father's Day, Mother's Day, all that shit isn't. They're not stat holidays. I wish.
You get a day off on a Sunday. No, I don't know. I got it all mixed up for there, but it's in a different time of the year.
Like I said, people at the beginning of the show, historical tidbits, though sometimes not always accurate.
It's accurate for where I'm from. Mother's Day is the same, but Father's Day is way at the, and it's good for me because my dad's birthday is the 1st of September. So I'm like, all right. That means it's always like a double celebration.
As the researcher of the group, there is
oh god.
According to this, there's seven public holidays in Australia.
There you go. Let's see do you want to see if I can
how many in Canada? Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Well, yeah, these are the public holidays. Go ahead, Hayden.
So we will have New Year's Day.
Okay, give you 1 point for that.
Good Friday.
Ticking off the easy ones first.
That's 2.
I'm going from January to the end. That's how I'm doing it. I'm trying to. Well, I don't know if they count Easter Monday as one.
I'll give you that. That is one.
There'll be
whoa. That was, yeah, Shao. He was feeling you out. He's like, I don't know if they count Easter Monday. When he kind of looked at you to get the answer.
They
should have made him
you get
commit,
both off. You get the Easter 4-day weekend. So I was like, but are they going to count the Monday?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you got 3.
There's Anzac Day.
I don't know what that is, but that's 4.
Do you want me? I'll give you a little sidebar here on what Anzac Day is. You guys, everybody kind of does November 11th as Remembrance Day, or whatever the US calls it. I can't remember. Sorry, our southern neighbors. Veterans Day. But Australia also celebrates, or not, they also do November 11th, but we also do Anzac Day on April 25th because Anzac is an acronym for Australia, New Zealand Army Corps. So that was during the First World War, the New Zealanders and the Australians went to war together. And ever since then, any returning soldier, they're called our Anzacs. So we have a specific day where we honor the soldiers or any military personnel on that specific day.
Is there anything that you eat specifically on Anzac Day, like canned foods and stuff like that, or like, you know?
He's setting you up. He's teeing you up, man. Just go for it.
There is the most delicious biscuit. It's called an Anzac biscuit. And it was created out of rolled oats and like it was a war ration. That's why, because the oats wouldn't go bad, and they mixed it with like molasses or honey or something to stick it together. And it's high protein. It gives you all your basics to survive, but they're really tasty to have.
What a feast! What a feast on Anzac Day.
And you had some Vegemite there too. You're good.
Lovely.
You're gonna throw in the sausage sizzle. I thought
sizzle. Yeah. Well, they probably wouldn't have had access to fires. I mean, they might have. Who knows? But anyway, so Anzac Day. There's gonna be the Queen's birthday long weekend.
To fires
in a war zone.
Like what?
Safe fires.
Yeah.
There's a smoldering like tank. I'm sure it tastes wonderful to cook stuff on.
Yeah. All right. So you have 4 right now
4
out of 7.
Queen's birthday long weekend. Depending on which state you're in, you'll have your state day. So like Canberra had Canberra Day. There will be at least one Labor Day weekend. Christmas Day, Boxing Day.
Okay. You listed a lot there. I'm going to tell you right now that you did get Christmas and Boxing Day right. Anzac Day. The other days are not listed here, but you did miss one in January.
Australia Day.
There it is. That's number 7.
How do you miss Australia Day?
There's a lot of confrontation behind the day. Folks that don't watch the video, I inverted comma Australia Day because there's a lot of, it's the day that the First Fleet invaded Australia. So there is some, it's funny. It used to not be on that day. They used to celebrate it on a different day, and then they changed it. So now it's a spot for the Indigenous Australians. Why would you want to honor the time when white Europeans came and slaughtered everybody?
It's kind of like Columbus Day, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's like if Canada's celebrated Canada Day on the day that whoever first came here started killing all of the, First Nations people. Hey, let's honor that as a day, as a nation.
I was gonna
but not to go there. That's why I kind of breezed over it. I will still celebrate it and honor the things that we as a nation have done, but I also honor and respect the history behind it and why it could very well easily be switched to a different day for everybody. That's all I'm going to say.
Like how they switch days, you know what I mean? They can just be like, oh, let's just not do that. And so let me go back to what you originally said about how Father's Day. You said that the Queen's Day or whatever is in June.
Queen's birthday, yeah.
Although that's not
which
public
queen?
Fine.
Elizabeth.
Oh, I mean Lizzie. But you also said that because there's already one in June, that Father's Day can't be in June as well. But okay, New Year's Day and Australia Day both in January, Easter Monday and Zach both in April, and Christmas Boxing Day both in December. So your logic is a little bit upside down, so to speak.
Well, that's because I'm from the Southern Hemisphere.
Petition.
I think so.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Hey, nice one. That was good. Quick. That makes sense, the changing it. Like the reason Canada Day is on July 1st is because that's the day Canada became its own independent nation.
Correct.
Right? Canada Day, you're celebrating Canada's birthday. I don't think, did we ever have a day of the day where we landed? I don't know. If we did, it's beyond me.
You failed the citizenship test.
I think there is. You remember those Heritage Moments commercial things?
Yeah. Lou is in one.
Yeah, Lou. Yeah,
the
baseball one.
Yeah. But there is one where they landed, and then they had a conversation with the native people here, and then there was some miscommunication, and they named Canada because one person thought that that's the name of the land, but Canada means the village. So that's why I learned in the Heritage Moments. So
good for you for remembering that. My goodness.
Yeah, thank you.
History done good.
So Australia has 7 days. Can I guess how many Canada has? Is that what it was? He got.
Yeah,
so Canada.
Statutory holidays. Let me see. Okay, go ahead.
So obviously, there's New Year's Day.
Are you looking it up right now? It looks like you're reading off a screen.
No, I'm looking off. No, that's right. There's New Year's Day,
James,
and then there's like a reading. It's different in every province, although they're kind of lining them up. Like a reading day in February. There is Easter and Good Friday. There is Canada Day. There is August long weekend, May long weekend, Labor Day, Remembrance Day, and then there's nothing in that late fall, early winter until you get to the like Christmas and Boxing Day.
Well, you are missing
Thanksgiving.
Oh, of course, Thanksgiving. Shit. Yeah.
There is also
what is that? We don't have that.
September 30th is National Day of Truth and
Reconciliation. Okay, but you know what pisses me off about this? No, I'm saying not.
What does?
No. Okay, well, pump the brakes. Okay, I think it's good. I'm going to start with that before you guys all think I'm going to go on a bad tangent. No, I think it's great, but what I don't like is they made it a stat holiday for like government employees first, and then like they have things that day, but then they left it up to the private sector to be like, yeah, you decide if you're gonna give the day off. Like if you're gonna make it a stat holiday and it's like a truth and reconciliation, holy shit, I butchered that, like make it an actual holiday, then you just make it across the board. No, like, hey, we're gonna do it for these people and not these people, and we'll let these people leave it up to. Like, that's bullshit. It's either it's a day or it's not a day, you know. So that's what kind of bugs me about that.
I see what you mean. Just to recap, so Australia has 7, we have 10. You mentioned all of them, but not in order. The actual name. So New Year's Day is one. Good Friday is one. There's no Easter Monday. Good Friday, Victoria Day, Canada Day, Civic Holiday, which is August 5th. Labor Day in September 2nd. National Day of your favorite, TNR. October 14th is Thanksgiving. I'm talking about 24 dates, by the way, because Thanksgiving changes. Right?
So does and then Labor Day.
Yes. Remembrance Day, 11th, and Christmas, of course, is 25th. So we have more than Australia.
Chalk up another dub for the Big C. Let's go.
That just means I've got a better work ethic because I have to work more days. So coming here is like semi-retirement. Oh, there's another holiday? Sweet. Let's go play some hockey, yeah?
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, speaking of.
Oh, yeah, what's the score? Comes.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this question because
okay.
If a team were to beat your team, i.e. the Oilers, do you as hockey fans
Whoa, Oilers are not our team.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you guys then follow the team that beat your team, or do you root for the team to knock the crap out of them and go, those fuckers knocked us out? So who do you support then? Do you support the team that beat your team or the team that is next in line in the hopes that they then beat them?
Justin, we want to take this one?
Yeah. Well, listen, it has been 31 years since the Stanley Cup has been home in Canada. And so if Canucks are out, I will root for any Canadian team. Now, if the Coilers didn't knock out the Canucks in round 2, I would be really rooting for them. I'm reluctantly rooting for them. I got to admit, when they went on to play Dallas, I thought I could watch, but it was just too fresh. It was still too fresh. And then now that they're in the finals, I was like, okay, I can cheer for them because they're a Canadian team, but they also have 23 Canadian players on their roster. Like they're the most Canadian team out there. So I always cheer for a Canadian team to win the cup. And there's an order.
Yeah, your pizza's. Go ahead. No, I'm not on the. I understand you're. I'm not on the same boat as in like. I don't really care if the cup comes to Canada because I get the whole patriotism behind that, and I do know that the Coilers have the most Canadians on the team, but frankly, I just don't really. I don't really see that as a thing that I'm, prideful of, like, oh, the Cubs coming back to Canada. Like, back then, Hayden in the 40s, I think Montreal won, I don't know how many in a row when there was like maybe 6 or 8 teams in the league. So it was the chances of it being in Canada was really high, right? But at the same time, for me, Oilers, I just hate that team so much. There's like people on the team that I hate so much. And it's, they're good, but I respect a lot of good players. It's just sometimes just seeing their like interviews or how they hold themselves together, their ego, their cockiness or whatever makes me not like them. There's a lot of people on the Edmonton Oilers that I don't like. And also, if the Edmonton Oilers do win it, Canadian teams aren't very humble when it comes to hockey. Like all the other Canadian teams will hear it for the rest of, for the longest time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They use it for, oh, like when did you win last? Or like you do, and like fuck, like whatever. I know
every team does that though. Listen, you don't think any team's doing that? Like we might not hear about it, but probably in any sport, you're chirping. You win, sure. You're chirping. Your fan base is chirping. I want to be the one to chirp, motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
As a Canadian, you want to chirp.
There's definitely less chirping in Florida versus Canadian market. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
for sure, because they don't any American market really. I mean,
They'll
unless
be
you go
like-
like the East Coast, Chicago, New York, those places. I know Chicago's not East Coast, but like the original teams, they have big, strong hockey markets. There's a lot of teams in the States. They're not even hockey markets. People don't. They just don't
Like
really care.
Florida.
They're well, because you got to think they have the NFL that's ahead of them, they have the NBA that's ahead of them, and they have MLB which is ahead of them. In a lot of American cities, hockey is like the fourth biggest professional sport there.
And then there's the
So
MLS.
you just the market. That's why I feel like we care a lot more about it here.
yeah.
Oh, and then there's the MLS. Yeah, I think that is somewhere above kids, toddler kick and run.
Kiwi, yeah,
That's
I don't
right.
give two figs about MLS, honestly, but
2 figs.
2 figs
Yeah.
and a partridge in a pear tree.
But that's my thoughts. Yeah, I see what you're getting,
Miss
Shao.
Hitler.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a pride thing for me, but I don't know. I just want a Canadian franchise to hoist the cup,
Sure.
unless it's the fucking Maple Leafs.
So you have accept. There's the asterisks. You know what I mean?
It would be. I wouldn't tell anybody. I'd be happy it was back in Canada, but I wouldn't tell anybody I was happy about it.
Which Canadian team? Oh, sorry, Hayden. I'll get back to you in a second.
Yeah. Do you need to go to the bathroom or anything, Hayden?
Which Canadian team, besides the Vancouver Canucks, would you be okay with hoisting the cup? Like most okay with? Like for me, I'll start. I think for me, probably Winnipeg.
I can list it for you right now. It'd be Vancouver, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Montreal, Ottawa, and then Calgary and Toronto would be like, I don't know, flip a coin. Listen, I grew up in Alberta.
I know you're
worst. Yeah, the worst thing about the Calgary Flames is the fans, the Flamers. I just can't stand them. God damn it. God, and if you're from Calgary and you cheer for the Flames, you are the fucking reason. You are the reason. I just can't. I can't. You know, I had opportunities to move back to Calgary. Great opportunity. You guys kept me from them. I'm talking life-changing opportunities. But when I was presented, I said, there's too many Flamers. I can't do it.
I thought for a second there you were talking about us. We kept you here.
Light them up in the comments.
That's like 50% of my family, by the way. Right. But what about you, Hayden? When you're watching the Australian Professional Footy League, I don't know what it's called, and your Canberra team loses like they do every year, do you cheer for the team that...
You know nothing.
He's like, I don't know what this cheer for other team is.
Yeah. So what's the best team right now? Like the Sydney Vegemites? Like how are they doing it?
Well, for your information, they actually did do a showcase in Las Vegas last year of the quote-unquote best teams in the NRL, the National Rugby League. But of course, no one showed up. The reason why I actually spoke about this with my stepdad because he explained it to me. The Vegas Raiders Stadium, it holds like 80,000 people in it, whatever the hell it is. It's massive and it's Vegas. The only reason why they did a showcase there was because Australians love to gamble. So they were like, the betting was amazing. And so the bettors in Vegas were like, heck yeah, let's make lots of money, but we'll go watch the sport. No, because no one knows anything about it. It's like in Australia, there will be the rugby league and the rugby union, and then the Australian Football League, which is the one that's like Gaelic football, which they all kind of battle out for the top sport in the country,
Right.
And then there'll be cricket, and then there'll be lawn bowls, and then
God.
And then soccer is somewhere all the way down the bottom.
Are you naming sports? Are you even naming sports? What the fuck what is going on?
Naming pastimes.
Yeah.
And hockey.
No, I was lobbing it up for you guys to show you how lowly ranked the A-League soccer is by putting lawn
I thought you were
bowls ahead of
listing
it.
off senior old folks homes, fucking
Rec
activities.
active.
Yeah.
Do you know what the funny thing about that is? Lawn bowls, the Olympians are actually all young people. And I have a theory behind why we're so good at lawn bowls at a young age.
What's your theory?
My theory behind why lawn bowls is like a top young person sport in Australia. And I'm not even sure if it still is. But when I was in university, all those many moons ago, they were like one of the bonding activities in orientation week or whenever it was like, let's go to lawn bowls. And I was like, what? Like that sport that all the old folks play? And they're like, hey, fuck yeah, man, it's going to be the best time ever. And it really was. But the reason why is because you can drink while you play it.
Nice.
So you just go.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah. So you go to the clubhouse, you get your schooners of beer, and they have like the little racks behind.
Schooner.
and then you just put your beer in the little glass holder there, and you bowl your ball, and then you go have a drink. And I was like, this is a genius way to get people interested in your sport. It's kind of like how golfers sort of, hide a beer in your golf bag as you walk along. It's not really seen as a gentlemanly thing to do on the golf course, but lawn bowls don't give a shit. They're like, fuck yeah, take your beer, just don't spill it on the grass.
I mean, golfing, yes and no, because they literally have a beer cart that drives around and stops at people and asks them if they want any alcohol.
That's a new thing. I mean, I've only ever played golf once, and I didn't even do a full 18. I did 9 holes or something.
It's not new in Canada. They've had it since I had golf growing up.
Yeah, Hayden played the one with the big windmill, and then there's like a
mini golf with the ram.
Yeah.
Funny story. I suck at putting.
That is so funny.
I am literally like Happy Gilmore. I can drive pretty good. I can't read a green to save myself, so I'll land on the green pretty early on in the par count, and then I'm like, 50.
Happy learned to putt.
Tap it in. Tap it in.
Are you too good
I'm
for your
opposite.
home?
I have a decent close range game and chipping and all stuff, but I can't drive.
I can't chip. Sorry, I cannot. I freaking suck at it. I think because the club is like wedged so much, and I psych myself out that I go to hit it like a normal one, so I probably bend my swing and it just goes straight. It doesn't go up.
We should go golfing sometime, and we'll record some little snippets of our adventures golfing.
Can we do mini golf?
Yeah, for sure.
I had the exact same thought.
You did pitch and putt. We
I was gonna say pitch and putt.
Slow down the people behind us.
I have another. I got to say 2 things very quickly.
Please.
My brother was like, he won Luke. This is a shout out to you and your mini golf greatness. He won like mini golf championships like 10 times for school. So he was like, so we used to have every Thursday in high school, so grades 7 to 10, you would have activities day. So like the first half of the day was school, and in the afternoon after lunch, you would do an activity wherever it was. It could be a school-based one, or you could go to the ice rink or the swimming pool or the mini golf. So my brother used to always go to mini golf with him and his buddies, and he just dominated. He always came home with like the tournament trophies and stuff. I was like, damn, I was never that good.
It's okay. You're good at other things.
I'm still trying to find what that is.
Yeah, Shao, could you give him an example?
There's so many things I don't even know what it is.
Just one. Just pick one.
Do we have 4 hours?
What's your other thing?
Just pretend to be me and tell Justin what you're good at.
Just to pretend to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gloating. You're Hayden. Yeah. This is good. Yeah. So you're Hayden.
Hey, Justin. Hey, g'day.
Hey, Hayden. You know what? Oh man, I'm planning this event, and I really want you there, but I just want to do something that we're both good at. Because I'm very competitive and I really want to fucking smash these buddies I have coming along with us. So I thought if we could pick something maybe that we're both good at, then we kind of rig it a little bit. But can you just rattle off a few things that you're good at for me quickly?
Oh yeah, for sure. Have you ever tried professional face slapping?
No. Okay, next.
That's really good. We can enter some Vegemite making competition.
No, they're allergic.
Anything
Anything more sporty?
a competitive sizzle sausage eating. Very good at that.
Sausage sizzle eating competition. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Unless there's one other thing that you're just.
No, I'm just mostly good at putting things in my mouth. Sausages, anything phallic in that shape. Good at that.
Let's go with that. Yeah, let's go with that.
I'm going to go off that one. If you don't mind me continue talking a little bit here. There was a party game that we used to do as kids that got modified as adults. You might have seen it. You don't really have them here, which is really weird.
Marbles?
Kids that got modified as adults?
Yeah. Let me finish my story and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So we have a clothes hanger back home called a Hills Hoist. And what that is...
You're fucking not making this any more clear. I'm going to listen. I'm listening.
Hold on. Do you mean that's what you call clothes, like hangers?
Or is it clothesline that you put your washing on when it's done in the washing machine?
And that's called a what, sorry?
A Hills Hoist.
Hills Hoist.
Oh, yeah, the Hills Hoist.
Like
Are your clothes moist? Put them on the Hills Hoist. Out in the sun with a dry.
That's a really good slogan.
With the Hills.
Are your clothes moist? Put them on the Hills Hoist.
Yeah,
that's going on a T-shirt. That was really fucking good.
Yeah.
So
don't fucking steal my idea.
We all benefit.
Yeah. There you go.
So when I came to Canada, I'll speed this real quick. I was spun out by the fact that everybody washes their clothes. I was like, "What the fuck? You wash your clothes?"
It's normal. It's kind of
no. You wash your clothes and then it goes straight into the clothes dryer. So when I grew up, we rarely used the dryer because one, it would use too much energy, and it was hot enough or dry enough that we could just hang it up outside and it would dry. But we have a Hills Hoist. It was invented by an Australian. It's literally like a cross with wires around it, so it spins in the wind and it evenly dries the clothes. Right? So think of it like a carousel, and this is the party game. So instead of having horses hanging from each end, you would have like string or fishing wire with a donut on the end of it. And you put your hands behind your back and you would spin the Hills Hoist around and you had to follow your donut and try and eat it. So that was a party game we used to play as kids.
Nice.
As adults, they switch it to sausages. So you're trying, I never did that one, but I've seen it done, and you get a lot of, it's usually the women, sorry ladies, that will be going up trying to deep throat a sausage like you suggested that I do, Shao, and whoever eats it first is the winner. So phallic things in mouths is definitely an Australian thing.
You said it.
I also have another story to shame myself here. I deep throated a banana at the police college in front of one of my colleagues, and it really, really weirded him out, and I totally won that flirt off. It was great.
Cool, congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know what's happening.
I do want to know about that. So you're talking about the Hills Hoist. The Hills Hoist. Do they actually? Is it a homemade device, or do you buy them somewhere? Like
you buy them like that, and it has like a crank in it, so that you can. If you crank it all the way down, it locks it in place. If you crank it up, and then it becomes like a loose swivel, and it spins around like many numerous young Australian kids have broken their parents' Hills hoist by grabbing onto it and swinging around like apes in the jungle. That's kind of what we did.
Well, that's not their fault. They should make it strong enough to,
if it was evenly balanced, if there's a kid on either side and it was weighted evenly, yeah. But when there's only one of you in the backyard, you run and you jump and you spin around, it ends up like Chauncey angled, and then you just run and jump on the other side and kind of trying to even it back.
Fair.
But we invented that shit, and we also invented the lawn pusher downer that you guys all use. That was invented by an Australian.
That was, we just had this thing called rope and pulley, and you just clothespin it on and slide it out.
Yeah,
but listen, you can't. We don't dry everything in a dryer.
Yeah.
Some stuff has to fucking hang dry, but some shit, like, it can just go in the dryer.
But rarely does it go outside. I've rarely seen clothes drying outside.
You definitely don't see it that much in the city. Yeah, I agree with that. Few and far between. It's not really outside, but inside. Yeah.
Let me tell you my gripe with the hanging outside. So when I lived in Hong Kong,
it gets crunchy and crusty.
When I lived,
you really love that place, don't you?
When I lived in Hong Kong, there.
No.
Okay, fine. Say its real name. Say its real name.
Just say it. Come on.
Hong Kong. The apartments are really small, very small, and there usually aren't spaces to put a dryer and a washer. So the washers are sometimes just communal, or you might have a washer, but then all the clothes are always hung dry, and but I don't like it because the Hong Kong is so dusty. I feel like if you buy it outside, when you bring it in, it's gonna be dirty again. And I like I know this is like a more privileged thing, but I do like a good Bounty sheet smell from my
that's another thing that I was like, clothing softener. Like, what the fuck was that when I came here? Everybody uses softener.
Yeah,
your clothes.
So your fucking clothes are
not feel softer.
They do, yeah, but that's what I mean. It was like a weird thing for me. So when Justin, you just said it's like everything gets so dry and crusty, I'm like, hey, that's what I grew up with. It was dry, crusty, faded on one side because it got stuck in the sun for too long, and you could see where it was hanging over the wire or the peg marks. That was just my life. Clothes pegs.
Oh, right.
I mean, you guys clearly you don't hang stuff up outside so you don't know what a clothes peg is.
We call them clothespins, like just the little wood things that they use in film. What are they? What's the film technical term again?
I cannot remember. It had some freaking funny little
something
name,
weird.
didn't it?
Like when you clip onto the gels and the lights.
Yeah. Those things.
Like the wooden things with the spring in the middle.
They have a different name for that on set?
Yeah, on set they have I don't know, to make it sound more. Hayden's Googling it right now.
Yeah, I'm going to try and find it. CP47.
CP40, yeah, it's so official.
Can I get a couple of CP47s
over here?
Oh,
copy that. I'm just at what is it? What's the toilet tag?
1040.
1040.
100.
10100.
Yeah.
CP47 10100.
Shao, you're saying you have a couple auditions. What are you auditioning for?
I do have a couple of auditions, hence why I don't usually wear fucking collared stuff, but I have 2 TV show auditions, and they're both the same type of character. They're both news reporters and field reporters. So
okay. Okay, let's do this. Okay, you don't have to do the audition, but you got to give us some. I want you to report on. Okay, so you are Canadian reporter. You're reporting on international news where there was a catastrophe.
Yes.
Where 6 children in Australia got into a crazy game on the Hills hoist, and 3 of them ended up losing their lives, and 2 were seriously injured, and 1 is fine. Completely fine.
The last details is one is fine, 2 is seriously injured.
Yeah, and three died.
Oh my God, 3 died.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
And you're, oh yeah, please.
Can you, Shao, interview Justin as your Australia correspondent?
My course.
Oh,
So you're like the neighbor, Justin, who saw this catastrophe happen.
Right.
okay. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh,
Oh
you
my
can
gosh.
back out, but I might bring it up on
No,
another
I'm not
episode.
gonna back out. But I'm terrible at Australian accents. So you go have.
Okay, you can be just some random immigrant in Australia.
Immigrant.
That's not Canadian.
No, I'll just do a terrible. Yeah, I'll just butcher the Australian accent.
Okay,
I'm gonna go for an Australian accent.
Yeah, I gotta go for it.
Accents, but I'm gonna go for it.
And I'm terrified now because I
It's-
know this is going to come back at me on the next episode.
Oh, what are we talking?
Never,
Yeah.
never.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we do some intro music? The news intro music?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
what have I
Hayden, you
got
can do
here?
the news intro music.
Oh, I wish there was something on here, like one of the sound
You
things.
can just sing.
I could just do it. Okay, it's going to be ding 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 ding. Next on. No, okay. Ding 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 ding. And we're here with Shao for Global News Canada, correspondent in Australia.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hayden. I'm here in Adelaide, Australia, in the suburbs, as you can see, very beautiful day. Unfortunately, there was a tragic accident here.
Oh crikey, it was tragic.
Yeah,
Christ.
involving Hills Hoist.
Hills Hoist.
Here I am with the neighbor. Can you please describe what you saw?
It was tragic, mate. It was fucking tragic. 6 kids were bloody swinging around on a Hills Hoist, and I don't know what fucking happened. And then the next thing I know, there's a fucking leg over here. There's a head over here. I don't know how many died. One kid is fine. He's still fucking standing there. I don't know. He's like a fucking statue, mate. I don't know. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
It is a very, very gruesome scene. There is blood everywhere. Right. I'm sure the cameraman, it's all pixelated. We should pixelate that. It's very gruesome. We have confirmed that there is.
Oh my God. Did you see that? Do you see that right there? There's a fucking snake going after that part right there.
Sir, if you can focus on the story right here. So we can confirm that one is safe. Two are severely injured on the way to hospital, and 3 are confirmed dead. So how long have you known your neighbors for, Mr. I didn't get your name, Mr.
Oh, Ronald Benjamin.
Voice Savage. Yes. How long have you known?
Rofaldigin.
Mr. Rofaldigin, how long have you known your neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Jongles?
My whole life, mate. I don't know why I'm laughing. My nerves are here. I grew up here. It's my family home. I've known them my whole life. The kids are fucking lovely people. I don't to be honest.
Where are the parents now?
I don't know. They go on excursions, and they
just left 6 kids by themselves.
Well, not all 6 were theirs. That's what's crazy. Only 4 of them were. I don't know. I don't know. I can't see which ones are under the sheet.
Well, yeah, 2 of them are the ones under the sheet. They're
3
no longer
dead. Are 2 of them are their kids?
I am a little bit dyslexic as well, so I'm not very good with numbers. So yes, You're right. 3 are dead. 3 are dead.
Oh, dead.
Yes.
Horrific too, mate. Horrific. Fucking horrific.
Can you describe what you saw with this hill hoister? What did they do? How did
it was like slow motion, mate. I heard the spinning of the hoist, and it sounded a bit heavier, mate. Like not like there's just clothes on it. And so I take a little peekaboo out the slider, and I see just kids spinning and
Right.
spinning.
Right.
And then it was almost like a bolt of lightning, the sound of it. And the hoist kind of gave out. And when it did, it kept spinning, but it had such momentum that it actually started to go vertical. And the kids just one after the other, just fucking smashing into each other, mate. I'm telling you, it was horrific, bloody horrific. But the last one, I think why he's fine, he comes spinning over, right? After 5, just splat, 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 right on top. He must have seen it, and he let go. And so he just let go and he landed on his feet fine. The others were hanging on, and fucking horrific, mate.
That is horrific. Well, thank you for your time. Hayden,
is this going to be on TV?
Yeah, we are on TV.
Hi, live. Mom. Hi.
Oh, okay. And Hayden, as you can see, as you heard from this lovely neighbor who's part Australian, part Irish, apparently, that it was a very gruesome and horrific scene. So for kids out there, please be careful when you play with hill hoisters. And back to you, to the studio. This is Shao for CBC News Australia.
Ding 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 ding.
Very nice. Oh man, I bought your news.
Those kids.
It was horrific. It was
3 died with no parental.
Dead.
Well, and they just, yeah. I mean, they should have let go.
No mention of beer or Vegemite or nothing.
No, we're class. We're not gonna take the low hanging fruit like that.
Yeah, not taking low hanging fruit. Come on.
I've never been to Adelaide either, so I don't know what they're like down there.
There's actually a mix of Aussies and Brits. That's why I went a little British there.
That's Perth, my friend. Yeah. I've got a good friend, the world's okayest mum, Beck. She used to visit Adelaide quite a bit, so I should ask her next time. What's the local lingo sound like down there? Fun story about Adelaide. This is an Australian episode, apparently. So we have one major river, just one, that is like the main water source for most of Eastern Australia. And it's called the Murray-Darling. And it runs from like north of Sydney all the way down to Adelaide and then out into the ocean. So if you can think of when you pour clean water at the top, how is it going to be once it goes through every major city and every little dinky town till it gets to Adelaide, which is the last stop? It's not the cleanest. So it probably is better now, but 10, 15 years ago, maybe or longer than that now. I've been in Canada for 10 years. Fuck. Yeah, it used to be jokes, like sheep shaggers. It's like, well, you're from Adelaide, you're fucking drinking toilet water, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like they're fucking scooping buckets from the river. They must go to some water treatment plant and get distilled and
of
cleaned
course,
and all
but
that shit.
as a teenager or as a young kid, you're not gonna take the logical step. You're gonna take the gutter step and be like, "Oh, you're fucking drinking toilet water. No wonder you're so fucked up down there in Adelaide."
Do they have web toes in Adelaide? Do people have?
I've never been. I don't know. Maybe.
Did you say web too?
Web toes.
Oh, web toes.
I've been to Adelaide. It's very it's very quiet. Very
Adelaide, actually.
I think a lot of places in Australia close kind of early. Correct. I mean, Adelaide, for being a pretty decently big city, I think a lot of things were closed by 7 or something like that.
You've legit been to Adelaide before, like actually?
Yeah. Well, I was only there for 2 days.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Depends on where you are. There used to be, like, when I was a kid, everything was shut on Sunday. Like, I was like, what the hell? So if you wanted groceries, you had to buy them on Saturday to make sure you could get through Sunday to make it to Monday. That obviously changed because, we evolve as people and retail becomes the dominant species. But I know when I was at university, I was in a small country town of about 20 to 30,000 people. And everything shut early. And then bars would close at midnight or 1, and then you like had to go home. You had to go home, which was kind of funny because in my town there was no curfews in Canberra. There was curfews in Sydney and stuff, and that used to cause all kinds of trouble because they'd get kicked out on the street.
What curfews? Wow.
Yeah,
really?
Like places would shut down, and they'd kick every drunk mofo onto the street, and then just be like, "Okay, see you later." And then they wonder why there's so much violence and stuff.
Okay, no, I thought you meant like the streets had curfews.
No. The establishments had curfews.
Yeah. Okay, that's normal. I thought like the New Wales police force was out there fucking herding you drunks home or something.
No, I never had to do that. I had to go to the bars a couple of times when it was getting close to closing time, and then you kind of just herd them on, but not like enforcing. You got to be inside your house or you're in the drunk tank. But anyway, see, this is Shao. You're from the other side of the world, and you've been to a place in my home country that I've never even visited. I always find that.
I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, I was lucky enough that one of my first projects to shoot when I was in Hong Kong was like a tourism kind of thing for Australia, and so I got to go all over the southern part. It was it was really cool though. I mean, every day was just wineries and drinking and eating and all that stuff, and got to see some people. Yeah. There was one thing I wanted to bring up was that I don't know if any of you guys have dabbled in VR, like headsets. Justin, have you tried?
Yeah, a little bit, not too much. Not nearly enough. But I've really wanted the Apple Pro.
Apple Vision, Google Vision.
Yeah.
Have you tried that? I haven't tried that one.
No, and I want to because I love the idea of AR, like the augmented reality, and the capability if to do VR with it as well.
Yeah. So I think around 2 years ago is when the Meta Quest 2 came out, which is the first sort of portable VR headset you can get. And it was really fun. I was really into it. I played a lot of games on it, whatever. And then the Quest 3 came out, I think, last year. And my brother's in town and he has one. He brought it over and I tried it. And I played this game called, I think, like Darth Vader Immortals or something like that. There's like 3 parts. They're all 3 parts are quite short, like 25 minutes maybe each. So fucking fun. You get so immersed into it. And the Quest 3 is it's a pretty big upgrade from the Quest 2 in terms of graphic wise. So I remember 2 days ago when I played it, I put it on and there's at the very beginning, Darth Vader walks towards you in his, his whatever, right? And then I felt like almost a little bit scared.
Nice.
Like I was just
that's cool.
And I was like, oh, he's like towering over me. I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, oh, it's just a game.
Yeah.
And then you get to use a saber, you get to use the force, and I'm just like so into it. My sister-in-law took a video of me, and I didn't know she was filming me, but I was just like completely just into the fucking moment. I was just like trying to getting the stones, and I get so lost in it.
Yeah.
So if you guys have an opportunity to try it, or if Meta wants to sponsor us,
yeah.
Did they emailed us
or anything?
Yeah, you know what?
They emailed us. I wasn't happy with the offer. I think we can hold out for a better one, but it'll come.
Yeah. I think let's just not jump the gun. But when you talked about AR, like which is like the Apple Vision one, I haven't tried it, but my brother lives in San Jose and he knows a lot of tech people there, and he said that although it's great, although it's really, really cool what you can do right now, of course, it's still the first version of it, first type of it, and so it looks really good. But then if you don't have good enough lighting, then if you move your hand and all that stuff, it'll start lagging. You start seeing streaks and all that stuff.
Okay.
So he felt as if it's still, of course, it's very beginning phases, but it's just so. We had a conversation last night about we don't even know where it's gonna go. Like all this AR stuff, VR stuff, it's so early. it's already crazy. AI is already crazy. And there's a new video about the new iPad that there's a new AI tutoring on it. I don't know if you guys know about it, but there's a video on just, I guess it's more of a demonstration of how you can use the tablet to help you with stuff. So there's a kid with his dad doing a math problem, something to do with like Pythagoras kind of stuff. And so the way the AI tutor talks to you is so creepy in a sense that it sounds like an actual person, right? It's not like Siri, where there's pause. Uh, oh, there's like, how many miles are in a kilometer, and then Siri will wait, and then say the Siri voice. This AI tutor kind of chuckles and kind of like, oh, that's a really interesting way of saying, or what should say? She's kind of like, oh, that's a good try. Why don't you try again? Oh, that's so close. Like, she adds little things and so human. I'm like, oh my God. So we're kind of thinking about how, I wonder what schools are going to be like in 10 years or even 5 years where, people are already using AI to do essays, right? And to go around that, I heard teachers are saying, okay, every few days, you have to submit a handwritten one to, if you have 3 weeks to do an essay, every few days, you have to submit a handwritten one as progress instead of just like submitting something on the last day. You can just use AI and, type out like that.
You're opening a fucking can of worms. I really want to get into. Can we talk? Because
this is a huge fucking topic. I get it.
Yeah. Can we talk about this next episode? Like expand on this, because there's so much to fucking that I like. This is my jam. This is a shit that I love talking about.
Right.
But yeah, I haven't seen the iPad thing, and it's because I got kids, right? Like my kids are 5, 8, and soon to be 11. So we're gonna be going through it firsthand. But I'm of two minds when it comes to that shit, because I get that there's this way of thinking we need to be able to do things on our own, and we need to we shouldn't have help, and especially with where AI is going and ChatGPT and GPT-4, the programs that you can play for, and people are building their own AI programs now that can do all sorts of different things, which is super cool. But I do not think that schools and the education system should be saying, you are not allowed to use these tools. I don't like that. It should be educating them how to efficiently use these tools, because those who can learn to understand and use these tools the best are going to have a very good chance of succeeding in the future, because there's no doubt a lot of this shit, AR, VR, AI, is very much in its infancy, and it's only going to grow and grow and grow. And I mean, there's eventually going to have to be regulations around this sort of shit when it comes to the use of AI. Because I don't know if you've seen like shit that they're doing at, is it Boston Robotics and stuff like that? But anyways, so yeah, I don't think we should be saying to our kids, you're not allowed to use this. We should be teaching them how to use it properly. But I think we can get in. I don't know, Hayden, if you want to say anything on it, but I think maybe we could wrap this up and then we can open this deeper. Shao, it's very funny that you mentioned this, because this was on my list of things to talk about, because I had an experience, because I have smart things at home, I guess, smart devices, smart Google Home, smart lights, that sort of shit. And something happened the other day, and I also had mixed feelings about it. And we'll get into that next episode. Shao, anything else before we go?
No, I just really quickly, just to what you said about not, I totally agree with you that they should be taught properly how to use these, technologies that we have No, it's great. It's kind of like if I think about when the internet was introduced, right?
Mm,
The huge thing, but a
yeah.
lot of people still don't know how to use it to their advantage, I feel like, or really how to fact check things or do proper research or stuff
Yeah.
like that. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's just like when something new is introduced, there's a lot of hesitancy. And another example, maybe a more primitive example, is when the calculator got introduced. It's not like people are going to be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you're not allowed using that. Keep using your abacus or whatever the fuck." You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So like
Yeah.
things like this can definitely help us and save time. And yeah, that means pushing some old techniques and old things out of the way, and maybe not really need to learn how to do long division properly anymore. I don't know. Maybe we still need to, but um,
Fuck that. There's so much shit that we learn in school and the kids learn in school that is just so completely irrelevant. In
yeah,
my opinion,
I
I
know.
think it's archaic, and I think the education systems needed a bit of an overhaul for a while. Um,
Yeah.
that's where I stand.
Yeah, so I mean, we can open up this little bit of a vortex of a topic next time. But until then, Justin, why don't you do your
Yeah,
thing?
look, every time we close off, guys, we always ask you to follow us on our socials and like and subscribe and blah, 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 blah. And while we do appreciate that, and I don't want to ask you to do it all because that's a lot, you know? So just one, if you are on social media, we like to converse with you. We like to involve you in this. It's fun for us. So we are on all the big ones. You can find us at Chummy Thumbs, or if you want to be a little more personal, we're always available at chummythumbs@gmail.com. Guys, mental health month awareness. Maybe you feel like you can't reach out to somebody sometimes it's always a little bit easier to talk to a stranger. Maybe you just need to vent some shit, man. Put it in email. Obviously, emails like that's not going to come uh, into the show. But, if you just need to get something off your heart, you're feeling a bit heavy, you feel like you're not being heard, we're here for you. So, yeah, reach out. You guys are awesome. Shao, Hayden, you guys are awesome. Until next week, folks, keep on thumbing.